This is CBS 21 News at noon.
And we are keeping an eye on all of the footage coming into our newsroom, showing some severe weather conditions across central PA yesterday, tracking the damage that's been left behind.
Yeah, so what's happening today? This video from Lancaster County and Mount Joy, that is where we find Fatima Moen following the aftermath of floods. Thanks for being with us here today. I'm Candace Scalise.
And I'm meteorologist Steve Knight. Grace Ruffalo, Sarah Burns joining us live in York County, tracking flooded roads. Andrew Klein is in Lancaster County, keeping an eye on road closures there. Now, Mount Joy, of course, saw some significant flooding. You can see houses surrounded by water. And
the borough declared a disaster emergency due to all of that flash flooding.
Yeah, that's where Fatima Moen is at this moment.
Yeah, checking out the Mount Joy VFW after we shared photos of that flooding. Calling for people to step up and come out. She starts our team coverage today at noon. Fatima, looks like it is busy behind you. What's going on?
Hi, Candace. Hi, Steve. Well, we've been teeing up this effort all morning, talking about how VFW members are coming out. We've got 20 folks really just working on several different operations. We've got one man that's going to talk about them, Jim Heslop. Jim, tell us a little bit about what's going on here today. What have you been up to? I mean, tell us about this water, these rocks you're shoveling. Tell us about it.
Well, I guess the rain started yesterday afternoon, and we noticed the flagpole was starting to accumulate water. And within 3 hours, most of the pavilion was starting to be underwater. Then there's a road that's above our parking lot, that the water travels down that road. It brought all these stones down here. We've been flooded out here numerous times before, 2011, 2018, 2 weeks ago. But this is the first time we had 2 feet of stone down here. It seems like maybe with the recent Amtrak work, with them replacing their rails, there was an abundance of stones from the railroad tie replacement, because we never had this many stones before. So this is unusual.
All right, and so tell me about all the folks coming out this morning. I mean, 20 folks I've counted. I'm sure there's more folks on the way, and really just working on several different things, power washing, pressure washing, right? Just tell me about how that all comes down. I mean, it's cleared up, it's drying out, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're a veterans club, so we have membership here, and when the word got out that we needed help, we said, hey, be out here tomorrow morning, and these are the people that were able to come out, physically able, or off of work, or took off of work. This is our club. We're all family, so we've been shoveling stones, pressure washing, using tractors to move all the stone. So.
All right. Thank you, Jim. Well, this is the latest here in Mount Joy restoration efforts, as, of course, the weather is going to dry up in the next coming days. I'm going to send it back to you guys for now.
All right, thanks so much, Fatima. Appreciate it. Glad that everybody showed up to help out. I want to take you live to Harrisburg right now, where fortunately we do have a dry day today, but I'm hearing it's not going to last all week long. We are keeping an eye on the radar, tracking the forecast for the rest of today and the rest of this week. Meteorologist Steve Knight joining us now in the Weather Center. So it sounds like all of this flooding is a result of flash flooding. So what does this mean exactly moving forward?
Yeah, well, today is going to be a quiet day for us. That is the good news. We are going to have to keep an eye on some storms for tomorrow. More storm chances here later in the week. But yeah, you can see that we are completely quiet here on First Warning Radar. It is a warm day. It's still hot. It's still humid. It's just the good news is we're taking the thunderstorm threat out of your forecast here today. So here at lunchtime, some spots are already getting into the low 80s. I think most spots will likely wind up right around 90 degrees once again by mid-afternoon. So this is our future radar heading into the evening tonight. It stays quiet. Now here we are into the day tomorrow. We've got some pop-up showers, isolated storms. The good news is, at least at this point, I don't think we're going to be looking at anything that's as widespread or rainfall amounts that were as heavy as what we saw yesterday. But we'll continue to keep an eye on it here as we go through the week. One thing that's not going anywhere anytime soon, at least during the work week, is the humidity, as it is staying very, very muggy. But thankfully, a drier day today. We'll talk more about those storm chances coming up. Look for that afternoon high right around 90 degrees. And take a look at this video out of York County last night. This is in Lower Windsor Township, showing mangled trees, flooded roads, and some fast-moving waters. That's where we find CBS 21's Grace Ruffalo. She is joining us now live. And Grace, how are things looking out there?
Yeah, hey Steve. So it is dry, like you said, here in Lower Windsor Township right now, but the damage has been done. It's a very loud and very active scene right behind me, and that's because a portion of a bridge has fallen apart because of that flash flooding. You can see crews are actively working on it right now. So even though you can see that the creek has lowered, it's gone back to its regular height, the damage has been done here on the bridge. So we're seeing crews right now working on it. This is the Lower Windsor Township Highway Department. They're actively paving the bridge. Again, this is on Windsor Creek Road in York County. The road has been closed off to the public for the time being, but it just really goes to show how quickly these flash floods went into effect yesterday. But be sure to tune in later on tonight, coming up at 5:30, and 6. We'll break down how this bridge collapsed and how it's doing right now. But for now, live in Windsor Township, Lower Windsor Township, Grace Ruffalo, I'll send it back to you for now.
Here's a look at the roads from the Exterior Company Traffic Alert Center.
Grace, thank you. It looks like they've made a lot of improvements from what we saw yesterday into this morning and to that road repaving right there. She's got to be careful. They're going to put her to work helping them out. Taking a look at your roadways right here, 81, Route 30. Everything is looking nice and clear on your roadways so far. So your major interstates wide open, not seeing any congestion. 283 eastbound flooded yesterday. That has since cleared and the water has recessed. So you're in good shape there. Just be aware of those back roads. You might encounter some road closures. As you just saw with Grace Ruffalo, our reporter, there are some bridges that are being repaired and some maintenance that's being done. That's a look at your CBS 21 traffic report. Let's take a look at some video out of Franklin County showing an example of what not to do if you ever come across a flooded road. This video taken in Hamilton Township yesterday around 4:30 in the afternoon. You can see the car just drive straight into the water. Not the best decision here. In fact, take a look at this photo. Emergency crews rescued the people who were trapped inside. So remember that important saying, turn around, don't drown. Do not drive into flooded water. This could happen to you. Because of the flooding and debris, Route 441 from Locust Street to Blue Lane is closed today in Columbia Borough and Lancaster County. And all traffic south of Blue Lane will be prohibited from going north. So officials setting up a detour there to Route 462 and Route 30. Just be aware of that if you typically travel that road. CBS 21's Columbia Borough. He is showing us more road closures in Lancaster County. So, Andrew, I know you've been driving around. You've been checking out the damage. How are things looking? And where did you end up right now?
Right, so we are in Columbia Borough, like you just said, and we are taking a look at some of the different roads that are shut down, and we've come across a number of them. Haven't been able to get such a great view of the roads because they're just shut down from the start, but there is some damage that we can show you. I want to flip the camera around right here. This is a little bit of the trees on the side of the road. We'll kind of take off towards one of those road closures. We're right now driving on Oswego Drive, so we're not on a shutdown road, of course, but you could see some of the damage from those trees that has come down on this side as well. The trees that have been coming down and mostly just branches, kind of sticks, and not anything too crazy shutting down the road where we're at right now, but there is some clear damage, as you can see, along the side of a number of these roads. And you know, Candace, you did kind of just talk about it. There are a lot of closures here in Columbia Borough. According to the police department's website, there's that all-day closure on PA Route 411 from Locust Street to Blue Lane. PennDOT is cleaning up some debris from the storms over there. The detour would be to PA Route 462 and PA Route 30. Again, you know, there are a lot of streets like this where there's not so much sidewalk, but even then, the road closures are going to cause certain delays, and there are crews out working on them. This road is one of them that is shut down. This is Franklin Road right here to our left. It's shut down from one way. I've seen people come from up the street, but we would not be able to turn left here in this certain instance if we wanted to. Again, there's a little bit of trees down. This is kind of the story of what we've seen so far today. These little trees and branches and sticks down off to the side, and you know, these could cause some issues, but more so it looks a lot just kind of like an aesthetically displeasing sort of view here throughout Columbia Borough. In Columbia Borough, Andrew Klein, CBS 21 News.